So I was asked recently if I were to buy, so you all know that I'm looking to buy another Porsche, right? I'm looking about offloading this as well, because while the Boxster is great, I just don't really need it, right? So I was asked, what if I were to buy another 911, aka another 996? As you know, this is already a 996. My initial thought was to buy either a 964, 993, something where the price is much higher and the quality is much better without breaking the bank, all right? But I was asked, what if I were to buy a 996? What would be the things that I would look for, right? So I thought about it a little bit. Some of the things that I would want if I were to buy a second one, right? First things first, the eyes. I would prefer a Gen 2. If I get a Gen 1, that's okay, but it's like repeating, and I would rather have a little bit of difference. Does that make sense? All right, so that's one piece. Second piece, I've got a coupe, and every time I think of a 911, I always think of a coupe. With that being said, I do love my Boxster with the convertible top. So if I were to get a second, 996, I would like it to be a convertible, a cabriolet. All right, so that's the second piece. Third piece, right? This is a C2. If I could, I would like to get a C4. A little bit more power, not in the turbo range, but at least it's, it's better, right? Another piece is, as you know, that Boxster is not like my first Boxster. My first Boxster was a manual. This one's an automatic. Likewise, this is an automatic. I did this because my kids were driving and I want to give them the experience of driving 911 in Boxster. If I were to buy a second one, I would buy a manual. I'll be honest with you, I miss my manual. I really like it, and so I'd like to get that back again. My son is interested in driving a manual, so hey, that's a great opportunity to do that, right? What else would I want? I actually would want to upgrade a few things. So earlier on, as I told you, I was still thinking about upgrading this, but a lot of you folks said, hey, leave it alone. Buy a second one and upgrade those. So that's the thing I'll probably do if I were to buy a 996. Okay? Other than that, honestly, even if it's just a generic 996, it'll still be pretty cool. But those are the key pieces that I would love to, grab, so that way I can get to experience yet another 911. This, for the longest time, I never thought of getting a 911 until recently. And having two 911s, I think that's kind of cool. All right? If it was you, what other upgrades would you recommend to me when I look for if I were to go for a 996?